Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mr. Pop That. Hold it. On the other side, bring it all the way in and do that. Mr. Pop That thing, that's me. I'm, of course, the one on triple G.O.D. Let me do that with my shirt. Me, one on triple G.O.D. Got to repoint to myself because I did this. So, one more time. Me. I'm the one and the only triple G.O.D. Just in case you forgot that I said it 2 other times. I'm always surrounded. Surrounded. For each time I had to pop my thing. That's my family, the squadron, man. You know, they always with me. And you. Yes, yo ass, you're live right here with us, right here on Team GRF TV, and yo, welcome back to another installment of the Savage Era, baby. Yes, indeed, because yo, I don't normally do this, but I want to invite everybody, man, get into it, man, come on, because we have got some driving to do because we are on the road to WrestleMania, and we start out with the most chaotic pay-per-view of the year, with the Royal Rumble, and you might be taking like, yo, trip for it yet. I usually don't say this, because usually I just hop right into the review, but you know, because I'm more eloquent with my words and I've been doing this for so long, let me explain myself. The road to WrestleMania, as it does every year, will bring us a lot of things. 2 pay-per-views from now, we're really going to figure out like what this road is going to be and how we're going to end up when we hit Tampa, because that's not a thing, and I always talk about the magic of course correction when it comes to when you get to the Elimination Chamber. And given how this pay-per-view was, is, and how it ended, anything is possible. And this is the one event on the road to WrestleMania that doesn't include WrestleMania itself, which brings all types of items. Because the thing is, every year, who's getting off an airplane? Who's coming out? Like, some of the best surprises of all time have been those surprise entrants in the Royal Rumble. And given that when I get to that point, I feel better as a person because of what happened in a pro wrestling match. So that should just tell you a whole lot about where this episode is going to go. But yo, get in the car, baby, because yo, pedal to the metal. We are going down this road, and it ain't no stops till we hit Tampa. Swear to God. So come on, hop on in. It's good. Doors are closing now because we got time. We got to get to this now. Got, as usual, got the results in front of me, you know what I'm saying, afterwards, after a pay-per-view, because, you know, man, it's hard to keep this stuff together. So, I wasn't prepared for this, but I should have been. Yeah. Sheamus came back, and, you know, he got a whole bunch of promos, and he's kicking Shorty G in the teeth every week, so this was a thing, and I don't care. And I don't say that. Sheamus is my dude, and I'm glad that they allow Shorty Gable, Shorty G, call him whatever the hell you want him, that he was able to absorb what it was of whatever it was to be him and to be proud to be short or whatever, Kurt Angle's black son, whatever the hell, but I don't get this. Now I understand this. The other half of the bar is running around with with Lord of Strong Style and Sammy, I can't close my mouth, Zayn, so I kind of get why Sheamus they wouldn't probably have Sheamus join that clique, but I don't think he gonna be at the upper echelon where he is normally anytime soon. Like, I see this during the blog on the road to WrestleMania. Sheamus might maybe get an Intercontinental title shot just so him and Cesaro are in the same space or whatever, but you do what you can. But it's good to see my dude Sheamus back. It's just that this is just a waste of his talent, so it just is what it is with that. Andrade, man, this thing with him and Zelina Vega has been weird because trying to figure out whether or not she actually gonna leave him or whatever, and Andrade doing Andrade stuff and ripping off Rey Mysterio's mask or whatever. But I will say this about the match he is, and he still is your United States champion in a defeat of Humberto Carrillo, who I have to honestly say, they really want to strap a rocket to this guy, but they don't know how or really want to. Because every major match that Humberto is in, is like he take a L, but he take a L with such style and grace is insane. There are people who take L's, who could learn how to take the scripted level L's from a character like Humberto Carrillo. Real rap. That's all I'm going to say. The match was hot, I'm like, because you got Andrade and Humberto Carrillo in a wrestling match. So I came into the match expecting something. Got a lot better out the match than I ever imagined. And Humberto Carrillo still out here looking good. So, I don't know what you're gonna do with Andrade because I already know what's in your future, pal. A ladder match with 30 other dudes. So good luck with that at WrestleMania, pal. And Humberto Carrillo may actually they may be grooming him for a WrestleMania moment. I actually said that legit thing a couple of months ago. They are grooming this dude for a WrestleMania moment. They want to stick a rocket to this guy. But you got to pick your time and place. And it's either going to be at WrestleMania itself or the Raw after Mania. But guarantee Humberto Carrillo won't be without a push for long, and he won't be without a title on his belt for long. So just expect that to happen. Whether that's the United States Championship, whether he go down to NXT, well, shit, I don't even know if I don't know if he can even wrestle in the cruiserweight division in NXT. I'm not even sure what they're gonna do with this guy, but he gonna have gold in a couple of months. I say no later than the Raw after Mania. That with the current, and we'll talk about this a little bit later when we get to our Rumble matches, of understanding that the state of what WWE used to be before NXT just sat up here and washed the whole crew at the expense of technically nobody. Also, a pay-per-view about oil money, something about Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I'm not sure, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I was gonna talk about Worlds Collide at the top of this. Well, I will talk about Worlds Collide really right now. DIY versus Mustache Mountain with that crack cocaine. Do you want to know what more with crack cocaine? Imperium versus Undisputed Era. That's all I have to say. That's all I'm going to say. You need to watch Worlds Collide. That's it. That is my Worlds Collide review. DIY versus Mustache Mountain and Imperium versus Undisputed Era. Holy shit. There you go. Continuing. Now, here's the actual pay-per-view. Now that I've talked about pre-show, Humberto Carrillo Rockets, and the pay-per-view you probably should be watching that I'm not going to review, let's talk about this actual one that was actually live on the WWE Network that I pay for every damn month. Big Dog! And it's like, I don't care though. King Corbin, not really interested. The Uso Penitentiary opened back up. We'll talk more about the rebuilding of the Uso Penitentiary and also how that affected a Rumble match. We won't tell you which one. But yeah, the Bloodline is back. Roman Reigns and the Usos, the Bloodline. I'm like, yo, Corey Graves even called them the Bloodline. Like, it's crazy. And I'm going to say this. Like, every week since the Usos came back, one of the things they say on the infographic, cousins of Roman Reigns, like, that's an accomplishment. An accomplishment for 7-time tag team champions is your cousin wrestle. No. Like, I have my thoughts about the Big Dog, but no. The Usos deserve better. Now, I understand they got themselves into that, and it reminded me for real of when they had that throwback night on Raw, and John Cena sat up here like, yeah, I got arrested, ha ha, and then they disappeared from TV for 5 months, and that was a thing. But, we won't talk about that. I will say this. Regardless of my feelings of the Big Dog, the Usos, Baron Corbin, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, for my feelings of regardless of all of them, surprisingly, this feud has grown on me, and I feel okay telling you, the people, that's weird. That a feud that involves the Big Dog and King Corbin and all the homies is something I'm kinda, sorta, a little bit invested into. Wouldn't you believe that? But it's like there have been dog food, super kicks, and there was a porta potty involved in this match, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to say about the match itself, because it was going to be what it's going to be. And given now the state of World Wrestling Entertainment and probably what I think I'm going to do, and I'm just going to date the video, that maybe after I watch Raw and SmackDown, I might get on the mic this weekend, because I kind of want to know, like, where we are on this immediate stop to WrestleMania as we got billed until, I'm trying to think, because what they sitting up here talking about Super Showdown is next, but oil money pay-per-views don't actually count in canon, so it's kind of like whatever. But before the end of this, we'll figure out what the next actual pay-per-view is, because unless they still talking about it's the WrestleMania before WrestleMania because oil money, but whatever the hell. But even given that, match was hot, people jumping off of things, porta potties, power bombs, you name it, and Roman Reigns won because whatever, because this ain't affecting them. And it's like, and the beautiful thing about this, the beautiful thing about you gonna be beefing with Corbin forever and ever and ever and ever, you are far away from the title picture. Because no way in hell they finna serve Roman Reigns up to the damn feet. No way. Not a thing. I just spoiled a match result for later, but we'll talk about that. It'll make sense, because I got some questions about that may be answered Friday night on SmackDown, but we can immediately get to that. Let me pull up my other results, because let's see. Because we have the women's Royal Rumble match. And something that I am going to mention is this. There were a couple of surprise entrants. We had, Mighty Molly came out, Kelly, Santina Morella for some reason, because now the women's Royal Rumble has been around long enough for you to start having gimmick people walk the hell out, and because you ain't got really nothing to do. But shout out to Santino, you know what I'm saying, doing that, Cobra, blah, whatever, and all that. But there is one woman in particular I want to start this off with and highlight. My girl, Bianca Belair. That's my girl, man. I love watching her. And she clowned. The thing is, though, even given that her and Rhea Ripley about to tear it up in the next couple of weeks, even given all of that, though she looked very strong in the Rumble, but it was no way in hell you gonna win it. Because I don't think, even with NXT everything that happened and this big giant build to truly build NXT as that brand, real talk, Candace not ready for somebody for NXT to win the Royal Rumble and then for that to be featured at a main event on the biggest pay-per-view of the year. And I'm not saying that nobody from NXT couldn't hold it down, but WrestleMania is a different beast than all the other pay-per-views of the year or whatever, because of the crowd and the tracks. I still think that Survivor Series did wonders for NXT, but that's not a reality most people in the WWE universe is ready for a main event at WrestleMania to feature NXT superstars. Not the time yet. Now, I would say 3-4 years from now, just as women headline WrestleMania, that NXT could headline WrestleMania. But that's only if they stop doing takeovers the night before. And NXT is more intertwined in pay-per-views, but that would make pay-per-views longer than ever. And I know I'm getting off subject, but this has been stewing in my brain all day because I knew I wanted to talk about it, but trying to figure out and understand how to. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But it was interesting to see her clown like that. But just like when we talk about our men's Royal Rumble match and understanding and knowing that, yeah, that happened, but there's no way this is going to end because of how canon works. Because you'd have to do something to upheaval the canon that you are now creating. Oh, I also shot the best thing because I'm looking at the results. She was also in this match. It was a lot of stuff going on in the match. It's like number 30. That's interesting. And equally number 17 and 18 because I'm looking at it. Number 17 is Das Queen Charlotte Flair. Naomi's back. We talked about the Usos and sipping on some scissor earlier, but it's good to see my girl Naomi back. I'm not sure where that's gonna end up immediately because according to what I'm looking at, Naomi on Raw. I had no idea. I'm finna get some water. Y'all don't mind, right? I got the big jug because that's good. But yeah, I knew this was gonna be a while, so I need to keep my stuff fresh. But understanding all of that, and all the people that came out or whatever, number 30 was the blow up. Shayna Baszler. Now, even given this, Shayna Baszler went out there and clowned. But yeah, I kind of understand why that ending was booked for Charlotte Flair and Shayna Baszler to be the last two because of the Survivor Series we just talked about. Now, here's the thing. Given the results of a match later in the evening, I don't want to see this happen again. Because, hear me out on it, because we are talking about the women's division of all three shows. Sonya Blade on her way back. I ain't heard nothing, but I got a feeling. We finna get a run back of last year. I just got this feeling we finna get a run back of last year. Of the Queen, the Man, and Sonya Blade. Round number 2. There will be a fatality this time. I don't know. But we'll see. Because you're looking at the man who's still salty. Asuka won the first one. And then proceeded to get destroyed by Charlotte Flair for no reason. I shouldn't hold a grudge this long, and yet, here we are. Oh, there are other things that I should mention. That Lana and Liv Morgan thing bled off into this. Lana got eliminated by Liv Morgan, then Lana eliminated Liv Morgan after being eliminated from the match, which I don't think is fair. The whole Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Otis thing came into play. Naomi did her Kofi bit, and everything else was everything else. But yeah, Charlotte Flair is pointed at a sign, and it's going to be interesting to find out the magical booking of this, because, let's see. Let's think about this. Yeah, because she wrestled on this pay-per-view, and, well, there was that, too. But we'll talk about Bayley when we talk about Bayley or whatever. But, it'll be interesting to see when I watch Raw tonight to find out, like, what Charlotte gonna do. Because once you figure out what Charlotte gonna do or what they got planned for, then you can kind of start the theory craft, like, where the hell this is going. And that's kind of going to be the thing, especially given the state of the women's division of Raw and SmackDown. NXT's fine because Rhea Ripley's an amazing champion, and it's going to be, and it's like I've just got a feeling that they ready to pull the trigger on EST, my girl Bianca Belair. So I'm going to be sitting back in the cut waiting for that. So this is what I'm going to do on NXT from now. Is Bianca the champion yet? Is she the champion yet? And I'm going to keep doing this till it happens. Because if I will into existence, it will happen. So it is what it is, yo. Match was up, man. It, like, the women's Royal Rumble match had some ups and some downs or whatever, but it was a decent match. It's good to see my girl Shayna Baszler back. Bianca Belair clown, and Charlotte Flair ultimately won it. So again, it's going to be interesting to see, like, where your divergent turns is going to go, given what champion she might go for. Because right now, given the state thereof, it don't matter, because that just kind of also depend on what they got for, and that's just going to be a question of booking, and much less what it is they ultimately want to do with it. So it is what it is with that. Moving right along. Speaking of women's championships, give me a second. My brain is trying to make words, and I can't, because there was a time where I appreciated Bayley as a performer. I'm like, Lacey Evans was cool in NXT, then she came up to Raw and then got SmackDown or whatever. That's kind of been like Snore Town. And now this whole face Lacey Evans thing is super Snore Town. And Bayley, I don't know. I don't know what the hell gonna happen with that. I kind of thought that by now, especially with both Bayley and Sasha doing the heel thing, that it would have been Bayley 2 belts by now or whatever the hell. And it's not that. Nothing is interesting is happening in the women's division on SmackDown. And this match kind of proved that yeah, they're trying to play up Lacey Evans was a Marine and she got kids and Bailey this and I'm a heel and I don't care about you, and just kind of like, no, no. The match wasn't decent. The build up wasn't decent. It's like I'm not invested in this in any way. Don't expect me to be. Now, here's how I'm going to exclamate this. Both of these women are talented wrestling performers. So how is the build and the match both shitty? I don't know. But we should leave this. We should walk far away from this, and we will now, because which was probably to me personally, would probably match of the night, to be legitimately honest, is The Fiend and Daniel Bryan. And not because of even the damn match. The build to this has been insane. Like, The Fiend broke into Miz's house, and Daniel Bryan and cut his damn hair for The Fiend ripped some of it out, and all this stuff, and I'm like, Ramblin' Rabbit got murdered, damn it. I'm like, that hit me right here. Ramblin' Rabbit got murdered in this build. Cause he alright now, but to see him get his head ripped off, I'm like, man, that gave me nightmares for 0 seconds, cause it's a rabbit puppet. But whatever though. Everything that has been the lead up to this strap match has been wonderful. The weird thing is that it was a strap match without the four corners thing, because I don't know how the hell that would actually work and how you would book that. But, I'm not going to get into that. This match was everything it needed to be. There was ebb, there was flow. I was invested. You were probably invested. Everybody was invested. Daniel Bryan got some offense. And then The Fiend no-sold everything because he The Fiend, because he don't give a shit about you. And The Fiend won. There was lots of choking, using the strap as a weapon. You are expecting this. I appreciate this. But now here's your question. What do you do now? Because you're not gonna run the... You might, just for giggles and shits, run this back at Super Showdown. At best, maybe. Another Fiend Daniel Bryan match. And then, if I'm correct, because, I'm finna look. Because I want to know. Because I want to start answering this question. Oh, okay. I can do this now, because given everything we've talked about so far, we got Oil Money 39,432, and then we've got the course correction, the pay-per-view, which is called the Magical Elimination Chamber, where we can make anything happen. So, given everything we have talked about you know what? I'm finna put the Elimination Chamber thingy over there in the box. We're going to throw it over there. It's over there now. Because I think it'll be better to talk about Elimination Chamber after we get through the whole pay-per-view, because we can kind of sort out, like, what course correction in theory might be booking-wise. So we'll do that. So I'll put that over there in the corner. Remind me before we get out of here to grab that. To grab it, because it's important. So we're going to do that. But yeah, that match was stupid. Probably match of the night, tied with the next match that we have for the Raw Women's Championship. The man beat Asuka. I am sad, Kanacha. I am sad for you. You still fine as hell, though. I love you. You fine. Like, I got all you doing. No, we're not going to talk about it. Look, okay? The build for this has been equally crazy, because understanding that, given that Becky had no more booking challenges, the only thing they had left for booking was to drudge up Oath. And even given that we threw course correction the pay-per-view over this way, is that's going to come in handy, because I got a feeling course correction is going to happen when it comes to the man. I just got a feeling, because we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber and all that, but I got a feeling Elimination Chamber is going to be major when it comes to the Raw side of things, given what Charlotte might do. Here's what I'm going to say about the match. God damn. Match was off the meter. But it's the man. And it's Asuka. What, were you expecting anything else? Still salty about WrestleMania 2 years ago, but I'm getting into that. But I think for Becky's Shrek as champion, this was the thing she needed to put away. She whooped everybody else, and short of Shayna Baszler jumping a Raw and kicking her ass again, Becky has done everything in this title reign you gonna do. So, given, and I'm gonna say this now just to insert this early, given how Kofi's reign just magically ended for the sake of a motherfucker named Cain Velasquez or whatever, because Brock Lesnar, blah blah blah, I kind of got a feeling course correction gonna hit Becky Lynch. I don't know if what they want to do is they want to course correct at Elimination Chamber. We talking about Elimination Chamber, I said I wouldn't, but I'm gonna finish the thought. That they course corrected Elimination Chamber or she drops it at Mania. One of the two is gonna happen. I don't think you gonna. I'm like, unless they really trying to book her for the whole year and then do something on the Raw or SmackDown after Mania or whatever the case may be, it's gonna be interesting to really see. I don't want to say anything about this match, and here is why. You need to watch the match. If you watching me telling you about the match, I'm like, you're doing it completely wrong, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, right here. Between the Fiend and Daniel Bryan and Becky Lynch and Asuka, I'm like, yo, that was good wrestling, but back to back. So it is what it is. So that's just what it is. I'm like, I'm sitting up here thinking about the match in my head, and it's just like, when you get two good wrestling performances in the ring to wrestle, you get great results, and then you also have Bayley versus Lacey Evans. So, yes. But you know what? I'll say that. I'll say that. So, let me switch over to my other results. Because, the fuck? See, let me explain to you why I am where I am right now. Because we are at the Men's Royal Rumble. Let's start with this. In canon, it wasn't nowhere in hell Brock was going to be booked to win the Royal Rumble. Nowhere in hell. It would have literally, real talk, been something interesting of Brock Lesnar challenging himself at WrestleMania and just standing there while Paul Heyman talks. That would have been funny. I would watch that. I want to be in the alternate universe where Brock Lesnar won from the number one spot, the Royal Rumble, and figure it out how to book that. Because here's your answer. Because now's a good time. Let me jump here. Box, okay? This box is the Elimination Chamber. Guaranteed. It wasn't nowhere in hell Brock wasn't gonna have a challenger at the biggest pay-per-view of the damn year. So, people would have murdered themselves in the Elimination Chamber, and it won't be the first nor the last time where you don't win the title, you just win the number one contendership for the title. But this isn't the first time where Brock was the champion and he wasn't involved in the Elimination Chamber for them to find a number one contender for him to fight at WrestleMania. So there. Okay? There. So that's the thing. We do not live in a universe where Brock Lesnar won the Royal Rumble. He got eliminated by the man who won this son of a bitch, Drew McIntyre. Now. The Chosen. He got fired after being designated the Chosen One. I remember that time when I really thought they was finna do something with Drew McIntyre, and then he got fired. And then he went all over the world, made himself a beast, came back, and now he is in the main event of WrestleMania. I am literally, because I have to keep up with them on Wikipedia, and I am looking at the 30 men who entered this thing, and well, there is only one other person that met, well, two, maybe. Two other people in this field of 30 that are not the man who won it, and the man who eliminated 13 people before being eliminated by the man who won it, where it would have made sense that they would have won it. And guess who those two people are? Seth Rollins, because I'm going to say this live. I love the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. It is off the chain between him and AOP and Buddy Murphy rolling with him. I think that's kind of dope. I really think Seth do his best heel work when he got a squad with him. He did some of his best stuff with the Authority. His best stuff with the Authority. J&J Security, Kane, all that. That was in compelling stuff. But I really think this is a more mature take on that shit. But Seth Rollins do great in the group. The Shield, the Authority, the Monday Night Messiah crew. Do they even have a damn name? Do they have a damn name? No. Oh no. Is that the other person on this list as I'm looking at it who could have possibly won it and done something with it? Surprisingly enough, and I'm saying this, King Corbin. Given the year, and we're talking about this as like we talk about seasons in a video game of WWE, is that ever since this man done won King of the Ring, it's like this dude done been doing work. He is probably the most hated man in all of World Wrestling Entertainment. And that's a great thing. That lets you know that you're being a great heel. That lets you know you're being a great heel. And I really think that King Corbin winning a Rumble, that would have been interesting. That would have been an interesting way to not only get him far away from the big dog and get him and his little crew to go do some stuff and build up to WrestleMania, but I would have been interesting to watch. Because again, I told you at the top of this is that I'm slowly getting interested in King Corbin, the character, because he pouring dog food on people, and everything the man do is interesting, and the big dog is the big dog. Even given this, is that I'm gonna look at the list one more time, and I'm like, you might have been able to do something with KO. I'm looking at the back end. Like Aleister Black, it ain't his time yet. Aleister Black be murdering folks, but you not gonna be murdering folks on the main stage of WrestleMania, not yet, my guy. Give Aleister Black another year or two, and he already a force to be reckoned with. But wait till they start putting gold on this fool. Just wait. Wait till they start putting gold on this fool. I'm looking at the back end. I'm looking at number 29, Samoa Joe, a man who should have been champion by now, more than once. He should have beat Brock Lesnar, Great Balls of Fire, forever ago. That was the time to pull the trigger on Joe. If you was going to pull the trigger on Joe to win a major technical championship in this company, that was it. Joe done had some gold around his waist in his tenure in WWE. But again, I will say this. Just like I will sit up here and continue to tell you the Undertaker should have retired after he faced Sledgehammer Man at WrestleMania. So I will tell you that forever. I will tell you that Undertaker should have retired. I'm also going to tell you and also preach to the choir, Joe should have won the belt from Brock at Great Balls of Fire. They should have booked that. They should have gave Joe a run for a minute and let him do his thing. But it is what it is. I'm like, I talked about Seth because I'm like, Seth was somebody, like I said, Seth is somebody like with the Monday Night Messiah gimmick. It'd have been interesting to take that to WrestleMania. That'd have been dope because like I said earlier, his work with AOP and the boy Buddy Murphy, it's been working. It's been interesting to watch. And I said that. Like, I'm coming up with the rest of this because I'm saving my thing for last of anybody else. I would like on backstage they said, I'm like, Booker T, like Keith Lee should win the Royal Rumble, or was that CM Punk who said that? I forget which one of them said that. But given what we talked about earlier, ain't nobody from NXT winning a Royal Rumble anytime soon, unless it's an Oil Money Rumble. If it's an Oil Money Rumble, you might have a chance. Actual Royal Rumble, no, not happening. Don't even think about that. Don't do it. But again, I'm looking at the rest of this, and it's like, given where they are in the state they're on, I don't really see anybody else who it would have made sense to win the Rumble at this juncture. At this juncture, I'm looking at this list and I'm going to say this because I have your attention. Braun Strowman, they ain't gonna never do nothing with him. Ever. The WWE gonna have to get extra depth to put a strap on him. Like I love Braun Strowman, and you get these hands all day, but they've had ample opportunities to pull the trigger on Braun Strowman, and they just refuse, and it just makes no sense to me. I'm like, but I'm not the one looking at the shit, so not finna get into that. But looking at that, and it's just like no. But again, like I said, because I'm looking at this list now, that I'm thinking about this in theory craft. That if this wasn't Brock Lesnar entered at number 1 or whatever, maybe there could have been a case for Kofi winning and then winning the belt again at Mania. But honestly, I'm gonna say this: as much as Kofi is my guy, and I love the New Day, I think that's a one and done. I'm like, I appreciate the famo sticking together and everything, but Kofi being champion, that's a one and done. That was a fluke accident that the WWE were forced into dealing with, and they dealt with it, and then he lost the belt in 9 seconds. So you don't give a shit. So I don't either. I'm glad they signed their contract. They just gonna continue to produce bootios, throw pancakes in the audience, and make their podcast with Dan Reichert, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Maybe we should talk about the elephant in the room before I get to the things that make me happy. Again, for the record, it would have been interesting to see in the magical canon of actual real life if Brock Lesnar would have eliminated 29 other men just like that and won the Royal Rumble of trying to figure out just like, because the thing is, it's like, because I kind of believe, because WWE is for history and making it with asterisk marks or whatever, that Brock Lesnar winning from the number 1 position as the champion who entered himself into the Royal Rumble, that's something that y'all do just to say that y'all said y'all did it. So there's that. Now, I gotta say this. Shout out to my boy MVP. Shout out to my boy, because I'm coming. Nobody can stop me. I'm coming. I'm like, thing is, like, especially in 2019, I'm like, it's like WWE did something special on MVP about him doing his mixed martial arts and all that stuff, and I heard his TED Talk, and it's kind of like, that's crazy. Because I remember at that time, like back in the day, how over MVP was. That stuff he was doing with Matt Hardy, like his runs with the title, like MVP, Mr. 305, and not Pitbull, but MVP was putting in work. And to hear that the only reason they didn't put a strap on him was because he was a convicted felon who sat up here and made it and did all this, and they want to pull the trigger on him, but because he was a convicted felon, it's like, you can't travel out the country. That's weird that you can't go into other countries when they found out you were a convicted felon. It's like, that was sad. Like, I'm like, I felt bad. But it's like, if the thing is, and they say this because I'm on the mic, is I appreciated hearing those stories because it helped me put things in perspective. Because I watch a lot of TEDx talks and stuff, like randomly when they come up in my feed, and it's like, watching that one, I was kind of like, wow, that's crazy. Like, damn, like they really want to do something with them, but you are your mistakes no matter when you make them. But it's like you try to do better. But it's good to see my boy MVP back. I'm looking at the rest of this because I'm trying to sit up here and I'm trying to say the best for last. Because I'm gonna take however much time I'm gonna take to talk about that. Everything else, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the spot where ALP called Seth Rollins. I thought that was kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we need more Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville and Otis spots, like in Royal Rumble matches or whatever. So, but it is what it is. Let's talk. Number 21. I cried real fucking tears and about to tear up right now thinking about it. I remember when Edge stood in the ring and retired, because He had to get that. He had to get that triple fusion future for surgery for his neck, and it's kind of like you saw that all this man wanted to do was wrestle, and it's like given Edge's trajectory that he got over the way he did, and he won as many titles and probably one of the best things about wrestling at the time when he was in it, and I enjoy watching. The thing is, when you sit up here and think about it from the other side of the flip, of how Christian literally had to leave the company and then come back for them, they actually didn't care. So there's that, and the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness is something you should watch on the WWE Network. That's the show made for fans like me. Real talk. That's the show that's made for fans like me. And if you're a fan like me about how you care about this stuff, that's something you should watch if you haven't already. But anyway, when you think you know me, I'm like, the top of the stadium blew off. Like, I don't remember the last time I have heard a Royal Rumble pop like that. That's how you know. That's how you know you're doing it right. Real rap. I ain't lying to you. That pop was insane. And again, like I said, I am tearing up a little bit thinking about it. Like, yeah, he got a chance to get back in there, played light a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because they were doing their best to protect him or whatever, but he done came back over the years and said things and been parts of storylines or whatever. But to hear, you think you know me. On this day, I see click. Man, brought tears. I'm like, I literally had a stream of tears because I'm just like, this ain't happening. Like, I remember and still do vividly that night that he retired. It's crazy to sit up here and think about. So, in that, what's going on? Because my thing had froze for a second. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know how that's going to go. But let me repeat what I said just in case it don't catch you. Like I said, I literally start crying. Because it's real to me, damn it. Because it's not, but it is. Understanding and knowing, like, when Daniel Bryan came back, it was one of those feel good moments, and to know that he wrestled on the pay-per-view against the Fiend in whatever way that it ended, it's like this is just like feel good. This is feel good. This is more feel good than Drew McIntyre winning the Royal Rumble. Like, I'm happy for Drew McIntyre. I'm happy that they booked him to win the Royal Rumble, but let's see what they do with it. I am ecstatic and over the moon that Edge was in the Royal Rumble. I don't think he gonna do nothing after this. Probably not. They probably not gonna have Edge. I don't think Edge gonna come back and wrestle. Man, the man doing his acting thing. The man, he a family man. You know what I'm saying? He doing all that stuff. So I don't really think that wrestling is what he gonna do. Like, maybe they might get him to come back on commentary or something. But like I said, you know, they got the Edge of Christian show and things like that. So I don't think he's gonna come back and wrestle. I just think it was, he was cleared. Let's do something. Let's do something to give the fans something that they won't forget, and for that to happen was amazing. I'm just like, a wonderful, wonderful thing, and a wonderful bookend to all of this. Because again, I do not want to take the shine from Drew McIntyre winning the damn thing, because having Ricochet kick Brock Lesnar in the nuts and then having him get Claymore, that was kind of dope. I gotta mention that. Even given is that I'm happy to see Edge back, and that just makes me feel good. I want to go play some Twisted Metal. It's a long story. We'll talk about it later. But that is a pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. Given this, knowing that we immediately got oil money, we got oil money. What did I call it? Oil money 39,432. Yeah, so we got oil money coming up. We got the new next episode of Oil Money, which is non-canon, so don't worry about that. And then we've got course corrections of pay-per-view on our road to WrestleMania, the Elimination Chamber. So, because I know I've been going a little long, but let me get this out the way so that we can talk about it. Given what it is that I can predict, because Raw coming on in a couple hours and things of that nature, but here's what I know. Drew McIntyre is going to challenge Brock Lesnar. You really think he finna? You really think he finna go serve him? They finna book him to serve himself to the Fiend? Hell no. Totally not happening, bruh. It's not happening. So it's gonna be Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar gonna drop the belt and disappear for a while. And we'll see. We'll see. I really don't think unless they do a last minute change that they are known prone to do, Drew McIntyre gonna beat Brock. That's just how it's gonna be booked. And it's gonna be a slugfest. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be with that. Charlotte, I'm not sure. Because again, my thought is it's gonna be the run back of last year of Becky, of Charlotte, and Sonya Blade. That's just where my head is for that possible run back, which then leaves Bayley to face Sasha maybe. But I'm like, we'll see, because I don't know where that build is even going to go, or what you even do with a thing like that or whatever. Oh, I'm supposed to say that MVP came out looking like Black Panther, but that's another thing entirely. But it is what it is with that. I'm looking at the matches and I'm trying to think like what you got. It's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with King Corbin and Roman Reigns, because now the Fiend don't have a challenger. Now, in the magic of course correction, they can make the Fiend lose the title in the Elimination Chamber if that's what they want to do. That don't make no sense, but it can happen like McWorld. So it's whatever. The same thing with the women is that it kind of depends on how many Elimination Chamber matches they want to do and for what brand they want to do it with. Now, given that Charlotte is on her way to Mania, that the Elimination Chamber match will more likely than not feature women from SmackDown. And maybe given what it is that maybe they strap another rocket to Naomi and let her win another championship in Mania. Maybe, because, Naomi my girl, so I'm a root for that. I'm like, if they really trying to get over Lacey Evans, then she might win it. And then you got all of these extra factors in there because let me see, because I'm trying to think the guy to Sticky Miss Bliss. I'm like, possibly if you really trying to do something for her, she might win the possible Elimination Chamber. Naomi on Raw. According to what I'm looking at Wikipedia, Naomi on Raw, and I didn't know that because the Usos on SmackDown, so that's kind of weird. So the whole you travel with your family or whatever stuff, but I'm trying to think, because you could build an Elimination Chamber match with the women of SmackDown, because I think that's what you do. Now, unless Becky get beside herself and be like, yo, I'll defend it in the Elimination Chamber just for shits, and then loses, then there's a possibility on the flip that Asuka could win the Elimination Chamber, become the champion, and then defeat Charlotte at WrestleMania just for Rumble matches run back. That's a possibility too. I'm like, given like I said, that Drew McIntyre finna face Brock Lesnar, is that it ain't no reason for a Raw Elimination Chamber. So now we looking at another SmackDown Men's Elimination Chamber, and I just had a thought, and I didn't like where that was going. That if they really trying to if they could, the thing is, if you trying to course correct, you put the Fiend in the chamber and have him lose. So, but who do you have him lose to? That's a thing where, I don't know, because see, it's the booking for that has been crazy, because an Elimination Chamber for SmackDown would probably look like this: the Big Dog, King Corbin, probably my boy Shinsuke. You got the Fiend in there because he gonna defend his title in there, because we gonna do that dumb shit. Who else on SmackDown? For real, maybe you get Kofi in there again. You get Sheamus in there, but Sheamus or Cesaro, not one or the other, but both. You get Braun Strowman in there, and the Miz, and we'll put the Miz in there because the Miz, he's my guy, and whatever. So an elimination chamber, because elimination chamber has what, 6 or 8 people? Because how many people in the elimination chamber? Let me see. Let's see. Okay, the elimination chamber, blah 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 blah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 people in an elimination chamber. So if the Fiend is gonna defend it, then who would you get from SmackDown? So the Fiend gonna defend it. Daniel Bryan, of course. I would say, you know what? Maybe the Miz wins the championship. Maybe the Miz wins the playoff and gets in the elimination chamber. Then proceeds to get super murdered. Kofi maybe, but we might throw Kofi over there. Like I love you, Kofi, but I don't know if if Vinnie McDeedle gonna put a championship like that on you again. I don't know. So you're a maybe. So we're at 3 people right now. Then you get King Corbin and the Big Dog, and then you got that spot for either Braun Strowman, Kofi, maybe Dolph Ziggler, maybe Shinsuke, maybe Cesaro, maybe Sheamus, and that would probably be your elimination chamber if that's what they're trying to do for course correction. So that would be kind of weird when you think about it. Well, actually, it's not weird because now I just figured out something. A woman and a man from Raw both won their respective Royal Rumble. So yeah, your elimination chamber will both be SmackDown competitors. Unless they want to do something weird, and they're not going to do anything weird. So that don't make no sense. So yeah, both of your elimination chambers would be SmackDown branded. They would be both SmackDown branded elimination chambers because Raw is running the whole show when it comes to main events at WrestleMania. So again, let's just go over the answers we know. I just forgot what I was going to say. Now remember, Drew McIntyre ain't finna challenge the fucking Fiend. It's not happening. It makes zero sense given that Brock Lesnar, because it's like, even when you think about it, even if Drew McIntyre didn't win the Rumble, he still would probably end up in a match with Brock Lesnar for the title. Whether that would be at Elimination Chamber, whether that would be at Mania, given that that's what they're trying to build at this juncture, it would have been Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar no matter how the hell we ended up somewhere. So there's that. So we'll just throw that over there. Charlotte, who knows what the hell Charlotte gonna do? Because you got what? Bayley, and you got the man. So given, and this is important though, because I just remembered this. Earlier this year, when Bayley was first doing her heel turn, she was in a program with Charlotte. So it might be possible Charlotte might jump to SmackDown to try to get her hands on Bayley, which then leaves the man open to do whatever. But what is the man gonna do though? Because unless, okay, because now I just had this thought. Unless what your plan is for Charlotte to challenge Bayley, and then Sonya Blade still come back, and then it's a one-on-one with the man, oh my God, I just figured it out. Holy shit, I just figured it out. I just figured out WrestleMania. The man versus Sonya Blade is going down. That's what we're doing. It's gonna be the man and Sonya Blade. It's happening. It's happening, brothers and sisters. It's going down. Charlotte is going to challenge Bayley on SmackDown and whoop on the grandest stage of them all. Sonya Blade is on her way back for Mortal Kombat 11 in a time bubble to sit up her and fight the man. I'm a genius. Clap for me. I'm gonna pop that thing. There you go. See, this is why I do this. So yeah, here's where we are on Road to WrestleMania. Royal Money, Elimination Chamber. Both Elimination Chambers will be SmackDown competitors because Raw is already dealt with. What Raw is on, well, actually, but then that flips it though. But then that flips it because if your ultimate ending is Bailey Charlotte, and we got the man and Sonya Blade. That means the man is going to, because the man is the man. She gonna defend the title in the Elimination Chamber, and after the Elimination Chamber, Sonya Blade gonna show up. If she ain't gonna show up tonight on Raw, because that would equally make sense. Because at this juncture, because actually, if Charlotte gets out there and say, because the thing would be is that if Charlotte wasn't gonna show, Charlotte wouldn't show up at Raw because she showed up on SmackDown Friday to tell Bailey, you finna face me face me in Mania. So yeah, so we right back into the hustle. Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. Charlotte and Bailey. The man defends the title in the Elimination Chamber and wins. Sonya Blade shows up and they gonna have a fight at Mania just to prove who's the best. Because now it's one-on-one, no bullshit, and now that she's conquered everybody else, then you gonna sit up here and Sonya Blade gonna come out. Well, technically you didn't beat me because it was in a triple threat match, so now face me at Mania for the title. There you go. So then we still got the SmackDown Elimination Chamber where probably more like than not, either the winner goes to Mania or the Fiend loses the title in the Elimination Chamber. Because you would still have to have a match if he was, because I take that, run that back a second. The Fiend wouldn't be in the chamber. The Fiend would face the winner of the chamber match at WrestleMania. And more likely than not, given all of the people that I named when we talked about that earlier, it's probably going to be with Daniel Bryan again. Or in weird that I take back something I said like 30 minutes ago, if they decide it's time to pull the trigger on Braun Strowman, then Braun Strowman, the Fiend. But given what the Fiend is and how the Fiend operate, I don't know if Braun ready to handle a feud like that. I don't know how you would even book that. I don't even know how you would even book that. Like, my brain's not working. I couldn't even tell you where to begin or end with that. But I think that's where we're going. Like, at least for major title picture. That's where we're going. So, one more time for the hood. The Man versus Sonya Blade at Mania. It's happening. It's going down. I'm calling it. Bailey Charlotte at Mania. Before we get to the Man Sonya Blade, there will be a Raw Women's Elimination Chamber match where Becky, like, I'm taking on all comers. And more likely than not, and I'm going to say this, just to throw a wrench in there. Shayna Baszler will be in the Elimination Chamber for the Raw Women, just to throw a wrench in it, for her to sit up and set up for Sonya Blade to come out and be challenged me at Mania. Run that. Shayna Baszler, they not finna bring her up, but just to put her in the match. Just to put her in the match, just for the sake thereof, because she ain't doing nothing. Because Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair finna do something for a minute. So that's gonna be long-term booking. So that's NXT stuff. But don't worry about that. Shayna Baszler gonna be in that Raw Women's Elimination Chamber. Calling that. Call my girl Shayna Baszler. She gonna be in that. Then the SmackDown men will fight to see who faces the Fiend at Mania, and that's probably more likely gonna either be the Big Dog or Daniel Bryan, or the Big Dog and Daniel Bryan, because there's no way unless the Fiend in the chamber. Because I say this: if the Fiend in the chamber, King Corbin gonna win the title. Just on BS, that if the Fiend's in the chamber, some BS will happen, and King Corbin will win the title in the chamber. Because that just seems like booking sense. That you would finally put some work on King Corbin and let him challenge the title, and then Roman Reigns and win it from him, and then we're back to square one again. So if you're really trying to hot potato the title back to the Big Dog, that's probably the way you do it. Have King Corbin win it, and then have King Corbin get smashed at Mania by Roman Reigns. Unless the booking you trying to tell it that you want the Fiend to go into Mania as the champion, then Daniel Bryan will win the SmackDown Men's Elimination Chamber. And that's kind of where we are. Oh yeah. I'm up for booking stuff. So yeah, that seemed at least for the major titles. That seemed about like where you would go with that. That seems exact. That make a lot more sense than anything. So to repeat myself one more time, that now that we have established that I am the greatest booker of all time, Petruccio, eat your heart out, pal. Is this Raw Women's Elimination Chamber match because Charlotte is going to SmackDown to challenge Bayley. That's what's going to happen. Sasha Banks will be at her corner in Mania or whatever, but Charlotte's going to challenge Bayley. Which then leaves the man to have nothing to do until Elimination Chamber, where there will be Raw women in there, but my girl Shayna Baszler will be in the match. The man will win it, and then Sonya Blade will come out that next night on Raw. You done whooped everybody else. You ain't never whooped me in one-on-one, bro. On my mama, on my hood. Fight me, bro, on the grandest stage of them all. So there's that. When it comes to the men, you already know. Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar, Brock dropping the title. Brock dropping the title at Mania, unless they have a change of heart. So I don't see Brock Lesnar wrestling until Mania. Brock Lesnar, they might make him show up at Oil Money. Maybe they might force him to show up for a payday at Oil Money. Maybe, but he not gonna wrestle at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. He don't need to. There's no reason. If you're booking Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar at Mania, there's no reason for a Raw Elimination Chamber. There's no reason for number one contenders matches. He's just going to disappear into the night, and the Monday Night Messiah will save us by entertaining us on Raw while the champion just decides I'm not going to wrestle because I'm going to fuck my wife and milk a cow. So there's that. So I'm going to throw that in the corner too. Again, when it comes to the SmackDown men, the ultimate result depends on how they book the Elimination Chamber. If the Fiend's in the chamber, he gonna lose the title on BS, and he'll either lose it to Daniel Bryan or King Corbin. Because if he loses it to Daniel Bryan, then you got the run back at Mania with the Fiend and Daniel Bryan. If not, King Corbin will win it, and then Roman Reigns will take the title off him, and that's the way to hot potato the title to the person you may want to hold it for a while you figure out what the hell you want to do. So yeah, so there you go. And because so that's where we are right now. So that's fantasy booking for you. And I know this has gone a little long, and I've had to sit here and go through my answers a couple of times. But I just feel like that's just kind of where it's going. Like, we can talk about tag team titles and U.S. and Intercontinentals and Angel Garza another time. Because, well, actually, we can't talk about Angel Garza because he lost. I'm like, he lost. NXT UK got the strap now. Shout out to my boy Leo Rush, was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got the title either. But, that was a great match when he dropped it, but it is what it is with that. Man, shout out to my boy Isaiah Swerve Smith. But, this has been another episode of the Savage Era. I am, of course, the one on Triple the G.O.D, a.k.a. Mr. C-R-A-C-K-C-O-C-I-N-E, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. Baddest monster in existence. Don't you ever forget it. Always holding down my CX Squish Murder in the Squadron, the congregation. Janine, Betsy, Magdalene, and Miss Marcy, my ladies of rage, are bringing you this heat on the ones, the twos, the threes, and the fours, baby. Yo, if you like what I'm putting out, subscribe, man. Hit that bell for that crack. Down and below the description, you can get at me on social media and all that good stuff. You want to get at me, and further below, if you wanna get some comments about anything that I said, you got some fantasy book and stuff you want to throw by me, man, let me know in the comments. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you didn't. If you want to support this show with your cash money, with that guapa zone. With some of that guapazoni to help make this show better for you, you can do so via the PayPal link below in the description. Or if you want to get on Patreon, man, and join my main man and my partner, Hensai Rob Bomber, and my boy Drew, a.k.a. Young Money Bags, making it rain on me every month, man. Appreciate the love, fellas. And again, we going to try to figure out, man, how to make the Patreon a little more entertaining for you. So sit back and stay tuned for that. But speaking of sit back and stay tuned, you need to sit back, relax, and stay tuned, because we got plenty of work live right here on GNTRF TV. So, Oil Money's gonna be real interesting. Oil Money gonna be real interesting, but the next time we'll be back is I forget what AEW Revolution is, but whenever that is, it is. So whatever that is, so we'll be back. We won't actually. You know what? I'm here. So let's figure out when AEW Revolution is. Just so we do that. AEW Revolution is in February, so damn, that's a long time for a pay-per-view, but they do good work regardless anyway. So the Elimination Chamber is in March. The Elimination Chamber is March the 8th. Super Showdown is it's gonna be so I'm gonna be coming to y'all back to back. Super Showdown and then Revolution. So yeah, Super Show. So we got Oil Money and then we got AEW Revolution. That whole weekend will just be 2 episodes of the Savage Era back to back. So y'all be staying tuned for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Damn, I've been dude. Fantasy booking is hard. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Fantasy booking is hard, ladies and gentlemen. Just letting you know. But seriously though, plenty, and I mean plenty of more shows. All of y'all, everybody. I got more work. There's still stuff I gotta cover from last weekend. We gonna take care of that in a minute. But until that minute comes, we've got more show for you. Bang. Link right after these commercial messages. Ooh, baby, feel good to do what it is that I gotta do. But yeah, I'm waiting for interesting things from my boy Drew McIntyre. Sonya Blade will be back, and it'll be interesting to take a look at this after the Elimination Chamber to see how right I was about the fantasy booking. So this is gonna be a fun build to Oil Money, and definitely a fun build to the Elimination Chamber. So we'll take a look at that. But more show for all of y'all right after these commercial